Ollie, are you tired? You just seem a bit like you're at the end of your tether.
I'm not at the end of my tether. I'm just at the end of my period of being awake, is what I'd say.
We're about to drive to Glasgow, so this is not
the idea is more that I'm going to have a nice, peaceful power nap.
Okay.
And then I will be much more awake. I'm actually not that tired.
You just had quite a lot of brain energy.
Yeah, brain energy is different from driving energy for me. I'm just pretty chill and like ready to go.
Go get some food.
Exactly. As long as I'm still focusing on indicating when I'm changing lane, I know that I am okay.
I'm feeling really nostalgic because only a few months previous, it was the anniversary of our channel uploading its first ever video.
That is generally how anniversaries work.
And all right, well, I was just thinking about it the other day that we haven't even really acknowledged it on the podcast, and that's the YouTube channel, that is, guys, for anyone listening on any podcast platform of choice. Put your teeth in, Luce. Any podcast platform of choice. But I can't believe it. I still think back to how ill I was and how sad I was. And I still think back to that really young 17-year-old girl and us two as a couple thinking, oh, bless them, they were so young and they didn't really know what they were doing. They were just posting online.
It was very cute.
Yeah. It was just, and I just really appreciate you because all I said to you was, do you want to post some videos? I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
And you were just like,
why not? And we started doing it. I sort of knew how to vaguely video edit, but not that much.
Yeah.
And you knew, well, how to speak English. And we're blind and we...
Lovely. Well, we're going to talk more about that in today's podcast. Letting you deep dive into how the channel was conceived and also a bit about how we feel about it. And I think it's really important to kind of look back on our journey because it's been a crazy one. So, yeah, let's roll the titles. This is But I'd Never Marry a Blind Woman.
A show where we answer all the questions you're too afraid to ask about dating, marriage and finding love with a disability.
I'm Ollie Edwards-Cave, author of my book Blind Not Broken, broadcaster and blind wife of...
Me, Ollie Edwards-Cave, the man usually behind the camera who's quite tired and is sighted.
Each week on this podcast we...
Your favourite introverts couple.
We'll debunk the stereotypes of dating with a disability, dive behind the inspiration porn headlines and unpack your relationship dilemmas.
So when people say...
But I'd never marry a blind woman.
You can answer.
Well, I would.
But I'd never marry a blind woman. But I'd never marry a blind woman. Podcast, baby.
This podcast is sponsored by YouTube.
But more on that later.
It's just, we're so funny and agitated with each other today. This is what it's like, guys, sometimes behind the scenes. Ollie was like, as he was setting up my microphone, you just look like you're snogging the microphone.
Hey,
You just look like you're snogging the microphone.
Yeah,
just
honestly,
get away from it.
Just take it like a few inches back. It's fine. You don't need to be like...
I kind of like the feel of it.
Yeah, you're just there, like... Just giving it a kiss the whole time.
It's hysterical. It's giving hysterical. Oh, right.
So, our YouTube channel, how did we start it? So, the year was 2014.
Although, if you look at our channel, I think it said the conception was 2009.
Yes, that's because you were making Sims videos
I was making
called Little Lou.
I love how you out that instantly.
Yeah. Honestly, guys, if you've ever searched Lucy Edwards on Google Images and it's came up with Sims videos, that is why. That's why there's...
No, can I just clarify? I used to be a Sims voiceover artist.
Ah, yes.
So I was under the name Little Lou because, you know, I'm little and my name's Lucy. But I think I spelt it L-O-O.
Yes,
Little
like a toilet.
L-O-O, like a toilet. Classy. Keeping it classy, San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And I would audition and send in my audition videos via, I think you could video reply at that time. So I was video replying. I don't know whether you can now, but back then you did.
You can sort of do it on Shorts now.
Yeah, you can actually. It's a lot more sophisticated, obvs. But I think I was doing it 2009, 2010, and there was this other YouTuber called X. So it was lowercase x, uppercase x, lowercase x, Sims 4 with a number 4, Eva, EVA, lowercase x, uppercase x, lowercase x.
I love how you remember that. That's so specific.
And she was like the big creator that I knew at the time.
Oh, okay. So one of the OGs.
I feel with Sims, and I used to look at all her videos and think, oh my gosh, how is she making the Sims talk? So then I went on this kind of tangent with Alice, my sis, if anyone who's just listened to the podcast for the first time. And I used to be like, Al, could you just edit some Sims videos?
You wrote to her for editing.
I used to just sit next to her for hours.
She still helps with editing.
I used to sit next to her for hours, and she got Sony Vegas. She got my dad to buy her Sony Vegas. And I used to sit next to her like, Alice, we need to upload these videos. We need to be like,
nothing's changed.
We need to be like Sims forever.
It's all the same.
The amount of times that I tell her, I was like, Al, we need to apply for Dick and Dom into Bungalow. This was like...
Yeah, there's some magical audition tapes.
What I will say is, anyone who doesn't live in the UK, it was an OG show that I used to watch when I was tiny. And the presenters were named Dick and Dom. And they always used to show Dick and Dom into Bungalow. I was like, this is the coolest show ever. And kids used to go on it. Anyway, I don't think you could apply until you were 4 years old. And I was very sad and slightly angry that Alice wasn't 4 yet.
Oh my gosh. Guys, so young.
I was like, Alice, I really want to be on this show. Sorry, no, this is way before.
Oh, okay.
I'm just giving you the origin of like, I've always wanted to be on telly and always wanted to present things. I was just like, Al, why are you not older? She's like, I don't know. I'm sorry. So I did the consent form for her.
You're so mean.
Early.
So fraudulent consent forms now as well.
No, can I say it wasn't fraudulent because I put her actual birthday in and her actual age. I just waited to send them in because it was only a few months. No, but then I never sent them. No, she did read it, but then I never sent them.
Could she read?
I don't know. Well, I think my mum and dad did it with me. I can't see why. I can't remember the details. I was only 5.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it runs deep in my love for making videos and being on the telly and all that jazz. But yeah, so we were doing Sims Forever video, like audition tapes, and I think there was May 1995. That was another username that was like quite prolific. And I used to always watch their videos, and I would wait for their episodes to drop of Sims talking to each other and then making up stories. It always used to be a cliffhanger. And I was like, hopefully one day I'll be voicing one of those Sims characters.
You know what? Aim for the moon and you'll still hit the stars.
They never, ever took one of my audition tapes, probably because I sounded like this.
You got to go up a few octaves, haven't you?
Oh, no, Bob, I should probably sounded like this. I wonder if we can find the audition tapes. I
think they're around somewhere.
I will insert. But I deleted them all off my channel. And then, obviously, you know, after that, I changed my username from Little Lou to Ollie.
Yesterday's wishes.
And why was that?
Because you didn't want to wish for yesterday. You wanted to look forward to the future.
Aww.
And what excitement life can bring.
And Ollie sounds really sarcastic when he says that.
No, I'm not. I'm smiling.
I'm smiling, but I'm so tired inside. So I really loved that username because I don't think it wasn't a done thing back then to have like your actual name as your username. So
No,
I remember doing Yesterday's Wishes, and we should put in an old title screen here, Ollie. Like,
I made that.
I know, so
with,
cute.
Johnny, my best friend.
Your best friend and our best man at our wedding.
Yes.
So yeah, and I remember we went to Clinton's, didn't we?
We did. And like, I really should have known better here because like I was starting to get into graphics, but we bought the dottiest freaking wallpaper that you could.
True. Everyone
like,
always says on
anyone-
shoots,
yeah,
do not wear dotty clothes because the cameras go crazy.
Yeah, so like there were people in our YouTube comments complaining about headaches from like looking at the dotty background.
And we were like, oh, it's just them.
Yeah, we were like, oh yeah. Learning
looks
nothing.
cool.
Learning nothing at all.
That's
And then
so
like
funny.
again we were like total noobs because we started like recording videos and like the washing machine was on in the
Oh, yeah.
background.
If
and
you-
it was going
If you listen to Blind Guy Does Make It, the very first one that went viral, it was in my mother-in-law's house, well, Ollie's old house, the house he grew up in, and Fliss had the washing machine on Ollie's mum. It was so bad.
Yeah.
But we didn't even stop to think, oh, there's
we were like-
noise in this room.
Yeah, we were like, why is this Blue Yeti microphone meant to be really good? It's like,
It's like, guys,
yeah.
wake up. But I really enjoyed our first videos because I lost my eyesight by then, and the only happy moments sometimes were when I put on the camera. And I just the first ever videos though were very heavy on the editing for you though, weren't they, darling? About
Quite
the ums.
a lot of ums, yeah. Like it took quite a lot longer to edit than a video nowadays does.
Well,
And not just because they're shorts.
I would hope that I'd moved on since then.
Well, yeah, of course you have.
Don't pull me leg.
Lucy,
Yes.
is your phone not on silent again?
Don't know.
Bad presenter.
Audio description. I've turned it off. After that rude interruption
Yes.
from my mobile device, I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't created YouTube with you,
Yeah,
because
I
it
think,
created our whole business that we both co-own together, Oliver Edwards-Cave.
I know, right? It's very cool, and it also kind of like it's drawn us together because it allowed me, because you were doing all these videos and because I was editing them, I got to learn all about all the different sorts of makeup, all the different sorts of fashion stuff, all of this that I now can help you with
Yeah.
when we're on shoots and things.
You're
because
so
like,
cute.
sometimes there's not a makeup artist, but it happens that I know how to do makeup.
Yeah, you do.
And that's
So you can top
from
me up.
watching your videos that I
Yeah.
learned how to do that.
If you ask Ollie any product name,
I will do
he's-
pretty well.
Yeah, he'll do pretty well.
I do get regularly suckered in makeup shops. Like,
Yeah, you do. You go in for the mascara, and
Yeah.
what happens, darling?
so what happens is I walk in and I've got my mind on a particular mascara that I want. I'm like, I want this brand and this is what I'm going to go and get. And I
Who
know,
do you
like,
talk to, Ollie?
I know a few brands, so I'm like, okay, these are my backup brands. So I go to these quite high-end makeup stores, and I'm just like wandering in, la 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 la, and they're sold out. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, we need a good mascara here, and I can't recognise any of these brands because we're now too high-end for me. Keeping it humble, guys, keeping it humble. And
Oh dear. And basically, he has to go up to a member of
cashier,
staff.
and I'm like, what's the best mascara you got? And they go,
And they obviously pick the most expensive mascara in the whole shop, and Ollie goes, oh, that's good, because she's got a shoot. She doesn't want to look like it's coming down her eyes. And then I'm like, Ollie, why the hell did you buy that?
Yeah,
It's
I
too
did.
expensive.
I turn up and they're like, how much was that? And I was like, that one was 70 quid. And they're like, Ollie, that's really expensive. I'm like, I don't know the prices of mascaras. I just you buy them most of the time. I just know how to use them. And through the power of editing.
Ollie now has a YouTube play button behind him.
I
And
do.
it's a neon sign.
Yeah, it's well cool.
It's
Lovely.
just, we're just saying because we've only
For-
just put it there.
Yes, and that's for you podcast listeners mainly, because, well, YouTube listeners, you can probably see it, to be fair. Unless you're one of our blind audience,
Woo!
which hello to you.
Hello.
We're calling you out directly.
Because
Hello.
you are beautiful.
You're amazing. We love you.
We love all of you, but
We do.
special place in our heart for blindies.
Indeed. So I have spent rather a lot of money
So much money.
without Lucy authorising it on makeup.
Yeah, definitely.
The desperation for shoots
Yeah.
within like, sometimes you've sent me like, you go like literally have a panic, like I'm about to be on like this shoot in like 5 minutes.
Not 5 minutes, usually
Mo-
a couple of hours.
It's usually about 15 minutes, and I'm like, had to leg it up Tottenham Court Road, and I'm like, ah!
It's not 15 minutes.
I have actually done it within 15 minutes before. Like, the stress has been real.
Yeah, there's been some crunch times. It's just the job, babe.
Yes. So like I know all of this.
But I love
and how to choose the correct item at least.
But I love the fact that it was something we did in our bedroom, something we did when we first got together, a hobby that we just wanted to see me represented.
Yeah, we did get quite serious about it straight away though initially.
Yeah.
We were like, I remember. Okay, this is very personal.
Okay,
but
go on.
like me and you had an argument when we were at a party because
Did we?
yeah, I was like, Lucy, you can't be too hungover because
So what you said?
we had to film YouTube tomorrow. And you were like, I want to party. I was like, we cannot. We had to film this. And
Guys, we literally had 10 subscribers.
No. We were actually. This was actually probably one of the most important times because that was
Really?
the day after. It was when we filmed Blind Girl Does Her Own Makeup, your first viral YouTube video.
Yeah. Honestly, I was so nervous, and thinking back to that girl, it makes me kind of proud of her, but I know how ill I was. And I just can't believe that, I don't know, we put on a brave face, I put on a brave face, and just having lost my vision, I was like, right, I'm going to show the world that it is okay to be blind, and blind people do their makeup, and they do it on our own. They do it on their own. I do it on my own. And
Yeah,
it's okay.
You were doing it all the time.
I was,
like,
yeah.
Basically every video that we did, we had this little kind of ritual where we'd go and sit in front of the dotty wallpaper.
Yeah.
And I believe that it was Olga's bed.
It was Olga's bed
underneath.
underneath me, but I used to move it out the way.
Yeah. And then you'd be putting on your makeup, you'd be like concealer and all of this sort of stuff. And then
That's how you got to know so
Yeah.
quickly, because you were just like, you need to blend it in more. And then I used to be like, no, I don't. I know this.
Yeah.
So we did used to get in a tiny few little spats. I'd call them cow rows. But I think, like, looking back, that was how we started, because I used to Google blindness and I used to say to like, there is literally no one here, Ollie.
Yeah,
I don't know where anybody is.
it was all very niche.
Yeah.
Like, there were a few.
I saw Molly.
Small creative. Yeah, Molly was like just starting
Molly
out as
had
well.
like 1,000 subscribers, and we had like 7,000 subscribers, and we were both just like,
Yeah, that was because of
talking.
Tickled.
yeah, we went viral on Tickled, which someone posted our video.
No, it was me.
Oh, it was you?
I did it, remember, because
Oh yeah,
we said
you did it. It wasn't some because I'm misremembering, because you always said that Tommy Edison always went
Yeah.
viral on Tickled, and
but
someone
also people
posted him.
were posting their personal stories about
Yes.
things, and I was like, well, I'm going to post a personal story about how I have my blind girlfriend who's just started a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And then
It
people
was
loved it.
sweet. And then we were like, hi, I'm from Tickled. Hi, Tickled. Hi, Tickled. And it was really cool. I mean, I don't even know if that website's still going. It's
I
kind of
don't
like
know.
a Reddit website.
Yeah, it was similar to like Meme Base or something like that back in the day,
Yeah.
but a little bit more wholesome.
But it was so cool because we just got flooded with all these people. And yeah, I was a bit overwhelmed, because then after that, I think YouTube was like, oh, there's a lot of people going to this channel. Let's see. And then we did Blind Girl Does Her Own Makeup. And I don't think that went viral for a while.
No, it took about probably half a year to a year to take off.
Did it?
Yeah.
But suddenly we were just getting so many comments, and I was like, oh my gosh, people are calling me Ginny
Yeah.
Weasley. This is so cool.
And then BuzzFeed
yes.
came along and like would like, we want to write an article about you, and we're like, oh my gosh.
my gosh.
Like, this was when BuzzFeed was like the thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh, BuzzFeed. Oh.
And then Real Techniques was gifting me brushes.
Yeah. And it was
So
all just
cool.
like, that's when it started to like take off.
Yeah. And I don't think we really knew what it was. It was so new to us. We were just so naive to I guess, the business side of things. I mean, why wouldn't we be? We'd never done
Yeah.
it before.
Well, to be fair, we weren't making any cash.
No,
so.
we weren't. Not at all. And I
But-
think with that one video we managed to go
Yeah.
on holiday.
Actually, I think we bought our G7X with it. Yeah, our first little
Yes.
camera.
Oh, I love that camera. We've still got it to this day.
We do.
But
It's cute.
I swear we went on holiday at the same time though.
I think that was a
Similar
gift from
time.
your parents.
Oh, okay. But I'm mixing the memories. But yeah, we went to Devon, which was really sweet.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we were so young, but we grew up so quickly because of my sight loss. And then we kind of went on a hiatus, didn't
Well,
we?
I went off to university, so it was a bit harder to film.
It was.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
So like we'd come home and like we'd want to just spend time with each other, and then we'd be like, oh, we want to film though. And then like because we were doing the long distance thing, and also you were going through some really hard times.
Yeah, I was so poorly.
It was
so poorly.
Like your mental health was that you can't. When you first went blind, the depression didn't hit straight away because
No.
you were like getting through all your like A levels and all that, and then just suddenly it clicked, and you were like, oh my gosh, I'm blind.
Yeah.
And
At like 19, 20, those years were.
but that also
a
happened to
write-off.
be when I was away. So we were doing long distance with
Depression.
severe depression.
Yeah. It's sad.
And trying to run a YouTube channel.
I'm actually really proud of us though for getting through that time.
Yeah.
And I also think the moments where we did upload, even though it wasn't that consistent because I was so poorly, it was still really fun.
Yeah. And we had like a fairly loyal little fan base, didn't we?
Yeah,
They
it
were
was
cute.
so cool. I think
We
we got
still
up to like
recognise-
27,000 subscribers back then.
Yeah. But I still recognise some of the names who were back from back then.
I do too. And I think I was just proud because I finally had a community. Like I knew no one in my real life who was losing their vision. And finally I was seeing people that were like, oh no, you know, you can do it and it's okay, Lucy. And then there was other comments that were like, oh no, Lucy, I know exactly how you feel because I feel the same way too. And I used to post videos about ranting on not, it was called Rant on Not Coping with Blindness.
That was only about a year in, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Or so?
I think so. And, you know, I felt so open to chat about things. I love YouTube. And I'm not even just saying that because we're sponsored by them. I think because it was our first platform that we've ever uploaded on. And then, you know,
It's where this all began.
it's where it all began. And also it was a portfolio for my BBC career. So I sent BBC the link to our YouTube channel, didn't I, Ollie?
Yeah, and then
And
they hired you from it.
me. Well, it was a part of it. Obviously, I went in for different
But like it got you through the interview
interviews
stage
and stuff.
and things.
Well, it just showed that I had a passion for this and I've always wanted to be on camera. And, you know, I think it's super, super important to use YouTube for what you feel passionate about. And that's what's driven us all the way along, like advocacy and, you know, finding my community and understanding who I was as a person and, you know, putting an authentic representation of blindness out there is everything that we've just always wanted to do, both of us.
It really is.
That is the core of my channel. And whenever people say to me, you know, why did you start? I'm like, my why? The reason that I get up every morning is for all those little Lucys out there that didn't have someone like me to look up to.
It's why
They couldn't Google the word blindness, you know, because when I did it, nothing came up, and
Yeah.
now I do.
Exactly. And it's sort of why we have a particular focus of blindness on this channel, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
like we sometimes get comments saying like, oh, you could, like, why do you just only talk about blindness? Like, do you not have any other aspects to your personality? And we throw in makeup tutorials and we throw in like
Lifestyle videos,
lifestyle things and things, but we mainly focus on blindness because honestly, like people
want to see that.
people want to see it, and also people like, judging by some of the comments we still get, people still need to learn.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Like,
and
if
me and
people are
Ollie
still
don't mind
asking-
answering them.
Yeah, if people are still asking how Lucy pours a glass of water, then like we've still got work to do.
We do.
The day that people stop asking that is the day that we've succeeded.
Yeah, it's true.
But like attitudes are changing.
They
Would you
are.
say you like since like us, since Molly, since Tommy Edison, since Pete Gustin, all of us?
I love Pete Gustin when you showed him the other week. He's super
he's
cool.
so cool.
His
But-
voice is so like, ooh. And Matthew and Paul. Don't
Yes,
forget
and
them.
Matthew and Paul, of course. And then like Otter Said Pockets and
Yeah,
everyone. Like,
and everyone that is now the blind community because of YouTube is so cool.
yeah. And
Just,
but has
I
the
love
attitude
it.
changed?
I
like,
think
would you
it
say?
definitely has. Well, there's so many different voices. There's so many of us now. There's not just say like me and Mol. There's so many of us, and I think that's what's super important. That the more of us that speak out, the more people understand that blindness is a spectrum, You know, I am totally blind. I don't have any light perception anymore, other than the odd day, like, and that even is limited. And, you know, I know that Molly talks quite candidly still about having light perception. I know that there's other people who create videos like Paul, from Matthew and Paul, who has a bit more vision but is still registered blind. And I just, you know, we all live different realities. We've all come from different backgrounds. We all live in different countries. Yeah. And then you can see that rich tapestry of just amazingness on YouTube.
And then you've also got like the crafting channels like Blind Woodsman and Blind Potter. And things,
I love them.
Showing that you can do things that people would usually associate with sight.
Yeah, it's true.
It's so cool. And I'd say like it has changed people's attitudes on the street. People like, particularly young people, the amount of times I've heard like a little girl like tell off their mum or dad who's trying to stroke Molly. They're like, no, I've seen her on YouTube. And I watch her videos.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't stroke guide dogs. It's so sweet, and it's just beautiful to see. And honestly, it's super cool that YouTube is believing in our podcast, because I know that we don't usually do long form content, but YouTube has introduced podcasts, you know, on this platform. And I think when they introduced that, we always have wanted to get into long form creating and always loved podcast. And we were like, yeah, let's do it. And
let's give it a shot.
And we're not getting, you know, the views that possibly our short form content does, but it's a passion project. And I think that's what's lovely about our channel, that we can do the shorts and we've still got them, and that's our main content. And we also can dip into long form, and that's the beauty of YouTube. You can create anything you want at any length.
Yeah.
It's really super cool. Also, what I would say is with shorts, it's served to you.
Yeah. It's literally,
you don't have to search it.
Like, I imagine not many people are searching for, how does a blind girl pour a glass of water? Like, who's searching that? Come on. Own up, guys. Who's searching it?
I totally agree. I don't think you would necessarily search that unless you were blind yourself. And it means that a lot more people are being served our content just organically, authentically on the shorts feed. People are being served it, but they often don't know that they want that question answered. It's maybe a shower thought, or it's maybe something that they've had in the back of their mind because they have no one in their life who is blind, or they've never basically come across someone with a disability. So when they see our videos, they're like, oh, that's cool. Shorts are amazing. When we first uploaded in 2021, we couldn't believe how it grew our channel. We went from 35,000 subscribers to now 800,000 just over on our YouTube channel because we uploaded shorts. They are so amazing. And I don't know, I think they hit different. They obviously hit a different algorithm, and I am so passionate about short, bite-sized, educational content that is surrounding disability, because we just aren't taught about disability in our workplaces or in our education system in the way that it should be. And then obviously people then have these questions that they're too afraid to ask, and then they're being served it, and they're getting the answers that they need. So I think shorts is amazing.
Yeah, and hopefully the people who are now watching it and being influenced and who know that answer to whatever question, shower thought, anything in their head, will be able to take that into their workplace and shape their DEI policy.
Yeah, definitely.
Or maybe a politician's watched it, hopefully.
Yeah.
And learnt from it, and maybe we'll start to see people going into Parliament bringing in laws that could hopefully make
definitely. I mean, we have 500 million views on our YouTube channel now. Yeah. Do you think that if you were to say that to me when we first uploaded our first ever YouTube video, I would have believed you?
You know what? I think you'd have that ambition.
Oh, thanks, babe. Oh, that's amazing. That's so super sweet. But I don't know whether I would. I think I would have just been like, wow.
Maybe that was the ambition, but not the realistic expectation.
It's so true. Well, I think literally, and it still is to this day, the core of why we do it is what we've said on this podcast, because we just love doing what we do. And it happens to be our business now. So thank you, YouTube. We love you.
We do.
And we would have gone on about you for this long regardless of whether we were sponsored. So yeah, and it also gives you guys a chance to like get to know our story, because I don't think we ever told it together. It's really cute.
Started. Sort of like a mini autobiography.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening and watching, guys, on YouTube, and we really hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week for a new one.
Yeah,
Bye.
see you next week. Bye, guys.